How about Jake? What do you think of Jake?
Clown.
Yeah.
He's a clown. But I know that Jake can't fight.
Can't
So
fight. is what
he
you're saying.
can't fight.
What is the rigged fights rumor? He's the one that started the steroids rumor. So
Yeah, he did have all of us thinking that you was rigging those fights, though. I ain't gonna lie, he right about that.
but how do you
How could he
honestly
rig a
believe
fight?
that? You honestly believe that?
I wanted to believe it when you fought Woodley.
You know, but me, I'm gonna speak my mind. I'm just gonna keep it 100, man. Jake Paul is fugazi. He's fake.
That's how you feel.
Truly feel. I'll bust him up and his trainer in the same night. 2 for 1.
Gervonta Davis mocks Jake Paul following fresh claims that his fights are fixed. Davis openly questions Paul's legitimacy in the sport and states that Jake can't fight at a professional level. He reportedly calls him a clown who depends on hype and carefully managed matchups rather than real boxing skill. The remarks highlight the growing criticism surrounding Paul and reinforce the divide between established champions and social media-driven fighters.
Training for something like this, obviously smaller guy. How was this in the training aspect, Jake?
Yeah, just a lot of punching down, practicing, hitting below my knees, and a lot of speed.
We warming up.
We're sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm
some,
up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna beat Jaden Love ass. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both y'all ass. On my mama. And he laughing. You know, he laughing.
What are you talking about? What does he have to do with this?
Let anything, you know what I'm talking about. Let anything. Nah, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't gotta say it up here. Let anything happen. And I'm gonna show you.
Jake Paul addressed the allegations of scripting his fights, calling the idea dumb, and emphasizing that fixing fights is illegal and unrealistic. He explained that no respected fighter would agree to throw a match. Paul said the rumors stem from hate and misunderstanding, and he spends time trying to comprehend why some people insist on believing such narratives. He stressed that the claims are baseless, highlighting that fans who promote the idea of fake fights are driven by negativity rather than any factual evidence from his career.
I'm an MMA guy, though.
But anyone who believes that narrative, it's like, come on, it's a federal crime. It's illegal. And you think Anderson Silva's gonna lose? You think Woodley's gonna take a fall? You guys, you know these guys.
Yeah, no, I didn't think Anderson would take a fall, but
you think
why are you passing that?
But you think, but people think the Mike Tyson fight's rigged. You think Mike Tyson's gonna?
No, I don't think Mike Tyson would ruin his. Why are you pulling out glizzies?
Don't ever disrespect him talking about fake fights.
You want one of these glizzies?
No, but I'm genuinely interested in the people. I try to understand, like.
No, everybody's saying
I try
his punches.
I try to understand dumb people because I can't relate. Like, I really genuinely spend parts of my day like trying to like see people online and like think like, how could someone be so dumb? And I still don't get it.
No, I think people wanted to believe that. That's what they did.
But it's just hate, you know? The discussion around a potential clash between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul has long existed in a strange space between spectacle and legitimacy. During a press setting tied to their verbal back and forth, Davis makes it clear that restrictions are the real barrier separating performance from reality. He suggests that if a fight is allowed to unfold without boundaries, scripts, or controlled conditions, the outcome would speak for itself. The implication is not subtle. Davis presents himself as a fighter whose ability does not depend on protection or manipulation, but on freedom inside the ring. In that moment, the contrast between a career built on sanctioned competition and one built on managed opportunity becomes impossible to ignore.
What
does he have to do with this?
Let anything, you know what I'm talking about. Let anything. Nah, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't gotta say it up here. Let anything happen. And I'm gonna show you and
Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis were set to fight, but the match got canceled, sparking ongoing tension between them. Since that cancellation, their rivalry has simmered, with the unresolved fight fueling the beef and keeping the conflict alive in the boxing world. Roy Jones Jr. says Jake Paul was already aware of Gervonta Davis's past issues, but still chose to give him a chance to fight. According to Jones, those concerns were not new and had been known for some time. He points out that once a fresh lawsuit surfaced, Jake suddenly rejected Gervonta, acting as if the situation was unexpected, even though the legal problems had existed before.
Paul knew what it was when he first signed the fight. This ain't the first time he had battered against a woman. You knew what it was when you first signed the fight. So don't get mad and cuss him out and talk bad about him now. You knew what it was when you signed up for it. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's not do that. I don't talk bad about him either, but don't do the dude like that. No, the dude having a hard time in his life right now. Don't just do him like that, you know what I mean? Because you knew exactly what he was when you signed him to fight.
All I got to say, Tim Bradley didn't hold back when he openly called out Jake Paul, labeling him as fake and arguing that Jake's fights lack real competitive legitimacy. Bradley's point was blunt. For all of Paul's hype and promotion, the quality of his opposition doesn't compare to genuine professional competition. In his view, Paul's career has been built more on spectacle than on truly challenging boxing matches, which is why so many established fighters and boxing purists remain skeptical about Paul's standing as a legitimate boxer. Bradley's criticism highlights a central debate in boxing today: whether social media fame should translate into real respect inside the ring.
Knock you I can't knock your hustle. When you built something outside of boxing and you say, hey, yo, I'm coming over here to the sport now and I'm gonna pick and choose who I fight, y'all come follow me. If they follow him, man, I just understand what it is. I know what I'm looking at. You're not gonna fool me over here. Save that stuff for them other people, because I'm not gonna believe that I'm the face of, no, you're not the face of boxing. I'm not giving you that, because that's for a lifer.
But that's what he believes.
That's cool, I can't knock him for that. People believe a lot of things for a lot of different reasons. I'm just saying, you can do all the rah-rah stuff, that's your business. But I just know what I'm looking at, right? But on the monetary side and it being an event, the truth is that when he does fight, it does bring attention around the sport. People debate, they argue, people want to see the fight. Is it legit? Is it him and Mike Tyson? No, it's...
That's what it is. Despite all the talk and speculation, Nakisa Badarian stepped in to clarify a major rumor about Jake Paul's high-profile bout with Anthony Joshua. There had been widespread claims on social media that the fight was rigged or scripted to favor one side for entertainment purposes. Badarian firmly denied these accusations, insisting that neither Jake nor his team engaged in any wrongdoing or attempted to manipulate the outcome. According to him, the idea that the Paul-Joshua fight was pre-planned is completely false. This clarification is important because many fans were quick to accuse promoters and fighters of creating a predetermined result for views or buzz. Badarian's statement puts those conspiracy theories to rest and confirms that the fight was treated as a legitimate athletic contest.
There's I've seen the script, rigged, this, that, and the other. Do you think now, at the very least, that talk goes away? Broke his jaw, went in there against Anthony Joshua. At the very least, do you think that you guys can move on from that? Like, that won't follow you?
No, I don't. I actually, our lawyers are actively going after a number of people. One who claims to be a lawyer himself online. I don't remember the name or the handle, but it was something that had like 200,000 likes. And basically this post said there was an agreement for AJ not to knock out Jake, but AJ disregarded the agreement and decided to not get his payday, but knock out Jake Paul. So it's pretty astonishing what people say. Your dear friend Lou DiBella, saw him put up a bunch of ridiculous things and even said, Nakisa, go ahead and sue me. But this wasn't a real fight. He was pulling punches. He wasn't giving it his full effort.
And so for the people, again, just to clear this up, because I asked Eddie this question, I'll ask you the exact same question. Once and for all, was there any sort of arrangement as far as it should go this many rounds? Because that's the one that I've heard. Oh, Anthony agreed to 3 rounds, 4 rounds. Can you tell us in black and white if there were any talks of any kind between the network, the promotion, the fighter?
There has never once in Jake Paul's career been any talk of that sort, of anything to do with the fight being anything but a real fight that has exactly the same situation as any professional fight. And that's exactly the same thing here for the Anthony Joshua fight. It's just beyond mind-blowing that people would think that. Anthony Joshua was on record saying that if he didn't finish him in the first round, that would be disappointing, that it would be a failure. The narrative changed as we got closer to fight night and obviously post-fight, and I understand why, but they were pretty adamant it would take max 2 rounds to knock.
Building on that, the fight itself showed just how real and consequential the matchup was. Jake Paul suffered a brutal knockout at the hands of Anthony Joshua. breaking his jaw in the process. Ariel Helwani offered a perspective on the result, arguing that Joshua's win was not surprising and there was no reason for him to fail against Paul. In Helwani's view, Joshua is a world-class heavyweight with years of experience at the highest level, and his victory was simply a reflection of that reality. He didn't see anything controversial about the outcome. Rather, the way Paul was stopped underscored the dramatic gap between an experienced heavyweight champion and someone relatively new to boxing's toughest division. This fight, Helwani suggests, proved that Paul's previous achievements were not necessarily indicators of his ability to compete at the elite level that Joshua represents.
No reason for him not to win this fight. And I really didn't know if it was going to last 30 seconds or 8 rounds. And every time he threw a punch, I like wince, because he's a big man and he's an incredible boxer and he's still in his prime, and he's got a very long reach and he's got a lot of power in that right hand, and that left hook is terrifying as well. And so I thought it could end at any moment. And so because of that, I was captivated and enthralled, because I literally thought that he could take Jake's head off at any moment. So a 30-second knockout wouldn't have been a great surprise to me. The fact that Jake went 6 rounds, I think he should view as a moral victory. Sounds like he's proud of himself. Do I think it was the greatest fight of all time? Of course not. Was I expecting the greatest fight of all time? Of course not. Honestly, up until the walkouts, I was like, I can't even believe that this is still happening. I can't believe that this is a real thing that's about to, you know, unfold in front of our eyes. There was a lot of pressure, I think, on Anthony's shoulders for 2 reasons. He's coming off a knockout loss. I don't think that was discussed enough in the lead up to this fight. When you are coming off a knockout loss, you are a little bit tentative, gun shy. You remember it, and he had not fought since then, and it was what, like 15 or so months ago. And so I think he was very worried about slipping on a banana peel, about you know, screwing up for boxing and screwing up for his legacy. And then I thought that he was like headhunting a little bit, and that's not really his style, and he was swinging and missing, and I thought that that was getting to him a little bit. Do I think he was playing with his food? No, there were a couple times where he was going to the body, and I was like, why aren't you going to the head? What, like?
After the dust settled, media commentator Luke Thomas emerged as one of the most critical voices in the conversation. Thomas took issue with the positive attention Jake Paul was receiving following the fight, arguing that stepping into the ring with someone like Anthony Joshua should not automatically earn Paul praise. Instead, Thomas stressed that fans and analysts should scrutinize what the fight actually represented. According to him, the narrative that Paul proved something by sharing a ring with Joshua misses the larger context. Paul was outclassed, stopped, and showed the limitations of his boxing development when faced with a true elite opponent. Thomas believes that the applause Paul received from some corners is premature and that a more critical evaluation is necessary, adding his perspective to the ongoing debate.
Surviving kind of feeds into the story of him being perhaps a little bit better than we sometimes think, although I don't really co-sign on that. Let me make the point. The first point is, I think people are overreacting a little bit. People were suggesting when I got on social media that this was like the biggest farce they'd ever seen in their life, and then this was, how could he fight like this, and this was a disaster, and you know, Joshua should have got him out there earlier. There is probably some evidence to suggest that I don't think Joshua was carrying him in the sense of, hey, they coordinated this ahead of time. But was Joshua really stepping on the gas? No, I don't think he was really stepping on the gas. There were times I think he clearly pulled his punches, partly because Jake was squirmy and rotating on the outside. Also in part because I think, as I indicated on Friday, he's watching this guy with pretty bad footwork. He was literally tripping over himself, and he realized he just can't keep this up. So, okay, so there was that. But people were acting like, like, how could this be? How could this have happened? Guys, on Friday's MK, and then before that, earlier in the week on Submission Radio, they asked me on Submission Radio, how do you think he's gonna fight? And I'm like, he's gonna run. And they're like, you don't think he's gonna clinch? I'm like, okay, he'll clinch at times, but then the rest of the time, he's going to run. Like, what other way was this going to go? What other way was this?
Former UFC fighter and MMA analyst Chael Sonnen expressed serious doubts about the logic of pitting Jake Paul, a fighter with only 11 professional bouts, against a decorated Olympic medalist and elite heavyweight like Anthony Joshua. Sonnen emphasized that from a conventional boxing standpoint, such a matchup defies logic. Typically, fighters are expected to build their careers gradually, gaining experience and proving themselves against progressively tougher opponents before challenging world-class champions. Paul's rapid ascent, fueled largely by social media fame and lucrative business deals, bypasses this traditional path, creating an unusually accelerated trajectory that would be highly unlikely in standard boxing progression. Sonnen's critique sheds light on the broader conversation about celebrity influence in combat sports, where marketability and entertainment value can sometimes overshadow merit and skill. While Paul's popularity and promotional savvy have opened doors to high-profile fights, Sonnen suggests that this approach risks both competitive fairness and the integrity of the sport. By highlighting the stark contrast between Paul's limited professional experience and Joshua's extensive accomplishments, Sonnen underscores how unconventional matchmaking can challenge traditional expectations, prompting fans and analysts alike to question the reasoning behind such high-stakes, mismatched contests. That was not a boxing match. It just wasn't.
Not a boxing match. It just wasn't. Jake Paul had a very healthy fear for his life while he was in there, and he was moving as such. He was staying away from him. He was running away. He was trying to get distance. Then he was trying to step in to win this athletic competition, and then he's trying to get out of the way so that he doesn't get hurt again. I mean, he was fighting. Then it turns to where he can't stay away anymore. So now he's got to go the other way. He's got to go forward. So now he's clinched him. Now he's dropping down to his knees. He's going below the waist. He's getting to double leg positions. He was fighting. These guys were Jake was fighting for his survival, and you could so see it. You could see this animal who's been caged and is just trying to make it through, not even kill its prey, just make it through. And it was incredible. It was really incredible. So on the back end, some of the comments that I made or that I had heard were so confusing to me. It was a very good competition. I will tell you, it breaks my heart too that Anthony Joshua can't get him out of there in one round. Dave Portnoy had made a comment before the fight. He said, I like Jake. I wish well for Jake. Of course I'm taking Joshua. And then Portnoy made his point. And he said, because I believe in boxing. This isn't if I'm cheering for Jake or if I think that Joshua's more experienced or better. I believe in boxing. I believe boxing's real. If boxing is an actual sport, if it is an actual sweet science, then of course a guy that's done it 11 times cannot compete with the Olympic.
Not everyone was dismissive, though. Former UFC champion Daniel Cormier offered a more balanced take, praising Jake Paul for his bravery in stepping into the ring against Anthony Joshua. Cormier acknowledged the significant risk Paul took by facing a much heavier, more experienced opponent, especially after spending most of his career fighting lighter competitors. He even joked that anyone would take a $100 million payday. But beyond the humor, Cormier recognized the courage it required to accept the challenge. While he didn't overlook the outcome, his perspective was that Paul showed guts by taking on one of boxing's biggest names, regardless of the result. In the end, the conversation around Jake Paul's fight with Anthony Joshua brought out strong opinions from all sides, from harsh criticism of Paul's legitimacy and matchmaking, to acknowledgments of his fearlessness stepping into uncharted territory. What's clear is that this one fight sparked debate about boxing's future, the value of celebrity in combat sports, and what it means to earn respect in a sport built on merit, not just attention.
Right, what were your thoughts on that? I thought Jake Paul was a brave guy. Then I found out he made $100 million. I was thinking, well, anybody would fight for $100 million, but bro, I literally ran into Logan Paul in New York City, and I said to him, it was weird too, because I was going into a studio to interview Kamaru Usman for one of my shows, and Logan Paul was at the coffee shop. He's like, DC. I was like, what's up, Logan? Because he does a tremendous job in WWE. Yeah, Logan Paul does.
I don't watch WWE, but I know that.
Dude, he might literally be the best professional wrestler in the world.
Really?
He's such an athlete, bro. Yeah. He's unbelievable. But
I'm just stroking him right now.
I swear to God, bro, it's unbelievable how good the kid is. Okay. From the moment he started doing it, he was really good.
He can cut a promo, huh? Like, he got up with kids.
Promo. He's got a promo, but he's also good in the ring. Okay. He's really athletic. I said to him, I go, what type of safeguards do you have in place to make sure he doesn't get his head knocked off against Anthony Joshua? He's gonna fight Gervonta Davis, who weighed in at 137 2 fights ago. So now you're gonna go fight Anthony Joshua, who weighs all of 250? He said, all right. He said he's gonna just fight him. I go, man, he's very bold. And then what happened was he ran a lot. Yeah. Here's the thing. Everybody goes, even Eddie Hearn goes, he did better than Francis. I'm like, well, Francis didn't move around much. Francis thought he could actually fight him because of what he did to Tyson Fury, right? Couldn't. Tyson Fury might have overlooked him a little bit, and I think that's what happened. Like, he got caught with the right hand drop. Anthony Joshua was like, I'm not taking any chances with this guy. So he fought him and he took.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.